Hey, what's up, guys? Martin here. Thursday, September 18, 12 p.m. lunchtime, I hope, at least for some of you. And we're here to talk about albums. Normally, I kind of delay the topic, the subject, but if you were watching last time we were talking about creating wedding albums, and we were talking about the why are we creating wedding albums. And before I talk about albums, before I dig in, if you're new here, first time, maybe you're running into my content, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, I'm Marcin. I've been doing photography for the last 17 years successfully. That's probably why 17 years. And I'm here to just kind of share all a lot of, there's no one silver bullet, but there's a lot of golden BBs. You probably heard the term. And I'm here to just kind of share what worked. So to save you time and frustration and probably money, but time is the most important, because you can always get more money, but you can't get more time. So to accelerate the process with you, if you're trying to build a photography business and you know little about business, maybe you know a lot about photography, maybe you're comfortable with the camera and like editing, but you're lacking business skills. Maybe you know nothing about sales cycles and sales funnels and how to deal with clients in general. Those are the kind of questions I'm answering here in those videos. Two things that I wanted to bring up before we get going. One is currently the way I do it is I release those videos once a week on Monday, and you get a little tidbit of, like today we're talking about albums. More specifically, we're going to talk about like designing an album. But maybe that's not something you're concerned about. Maybe you're not offering albums yet. Maybe you're more concerned about like, hey, how do I run a client meeting? Maybe you have a gig coming up, and you're like, I got to meet with these people. I don't know what to say. Totally get it. And for that reason, I'm going to flash both. Let's do both. Let's do QR code and something here. I'm actually used to, there's a community on Facebook, but what I'm trying to do right now is for those of you guys that are like kind of rushing to your next milestone, I'm creating the school community. And what I will do, which is different from both Facebook and YouTube, is there's actually, I think the magic number is like, I don't know, 48 videos already explaining every like component of this, all the puzzle pieces are there. And those videos are being released once a week. So like you kind of have to wait to get the next video. It will still help you. It's just you're going to have to pay with time. Now, in contrast, school community, what I'm doing is I'm setting it up and I'm creating the sort of like categories. So if you're like, hey, how do I build a brand and like social media? What do I do? Like, what's the content strategy? You will be able to go to school community and go and take that like curriculum, right? That vertical, right? Maybe you are like, yeah, I'm okay with social media. I know photography, but like I need like pricing and packages. How do I do that? How do I like upcharge the client, or how do I do the pricing so that I can get, more out of each client so I can then promote my business quicker and grow faster? You can go to school community. I will build a vertical there, and I will include that information in there as well. Maybe you are like, hey, how do we build sales funnels? Maybe you know about social media, but you don't know kind of how it's linked. That's exactly what we're going to do. Like all those videos, again, school, and I'll try to put it in like sort of like different paths. So this way you guys can choose like, hey, this is what I need the most, help with. And then you can sort of self-guide. I will probably keep it open. This is right now free access. You can go, you can join. That's the address, easyproimage.com/school. You will land in the community. You have to become a member, and then it's free. So for all the funders, all the founders, all the people that are going to hop in there quicker, it's just like you're getting the special treatment because you're getting all the information free right now. So that's I'm in the process of setting it up. You can either type it in or you can use the QR code if you're watching on YouTube on a big screen. And that's really it. So before we get going, last time, let's revisit. What did we talk about last time? Last time we were talking about albums, and we were saying like, we were addressing the question of like, why create albums? Obviously you create more revenue for the business. And we were talking about like how they sort of lift the brand image how they help you make more money. It's sort of, brings up the prestige. You can charge more because clients now take you seriously because they see an actual tangible product. Speaking of which, I have one here. If you missed last session, I'm just gonna flash this in front of you guys just so you can see what we were talking about. In terms of products, like I offer different things, but like this is an example of an album, and this is not an actual album. When I open this up, it's an actual box. The album is inside. You can actually see there's a USB USB drive in there, where I put clients' images on. So this way they get both things. They get the album, they get the drive, and that's really what it is. But in terms of products, I actually wanted to show you two more things. I don't know if I can fit it on the screen, but people ask for albums, people ask for prints, regular prints, people ask for canvases. This is a canvas. I think this one is a 1-inch canvas, so you can do that. You can look into other products like more sort of level things up a little bit and offer like acrylic. Can you guys see it? I hope you can see it. Hold on, I gotta move around a little bit. So you can offer different products. It really depends. Your clients are really the ones kind of driving the need. So always listen to your client. Don't try to like figure it out in your head and order a bunch of products and then try to force feed your clients. It's just ask and they will tell you. So so albums is what I'm focusing on today. We answer the question why today. We're really going to take it easy. I typically have like a slide deck for you guys today. I don't. Very relaxed session. I'm actually going to go and show you guys how I design an album. And we're not going to go through like the full session of designing, but just enough so you know, like, hey, how do you upload photos? How do you like sort of move them around? How do you create like layouts? What options are available when I pick an album? And I'll show you the company that I work with, so you can see what works. And when I say that, a lot of times when people ask me like, what company are you working with? They think there's some sort of like a secret magic sauce. There's plenty of album companies. And it's really like when I give my students an advice, I always say, just pick one that resonates with you. Like you have to like the style. Some people are more like, nature, maybe something with like, wooden elements. Some people like suede. Some people like, just straight up leather finish. So or fabric. So it's really up to you guys. All different album companies, they're kind of all the same. You will hear the term flush mount, which is basically the images are not inserted like old school, but they're printed pages. They almost feel kind of plasticky. Because they're like super durable. So all companies offer very similar products. They offer, obviously the finishes are different. Pricing is a little different. For you, it will be like proximity probably is going to be a thing where like, maybe you're closer to one of the distribution centers and like you want to get those albums quicker. For my albums, I'm born and raised in Poland, so I actually order. The company I'm going to show you is actually it's a Polish-based company. But I will also flash on the screen a couple other companies just so you have an understanding of like, there's some like really well-established companies that I would highly recommend. To be honest, the companies I'm going to be showing you, except for one, this one is sort of like a new kid on the block, but I'm hearing a lot of good things. So I would certainly say, hey, try it out. The way it works with those companies is you actually reach out, you create an account. They will ask you not a regular person cannot really order from those companies because they require like a true business EIN number. So you have to be registered. It has to be a business entity. It cannot be just a person. I mean, obviously they try to sort of protect it just so your clients can't simply just reach out and order the same products professional photographers can, which is great. So let's roll through it. Like I said, very easy going this episode. I don't know. I'm hoping maybe 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. We'll see where we land. But let me show you this first. And this is, I'm going to go through a couple examples here. So this is a company called WHCC, White House Custom Color. They've been on the market forever. Like you know, if you're talking in terms of like guarantee, making sure the product is great, everything works, quick delivery, great customer service, that's definitely one of the companies I would recommend. They've been on the block forever. And if you go here, just as an example, I'm going to scroll through, like I'm on in their album. You can see at the breadcrumb here, it says products, albums and books, albums. If I scroll down, you guys can see they have like demonstration of the different products. And like I said, different finishes from fabric to leather. They kind of take you through the story and tell you what they do and how they do it and finishes and options and whatever. So that's number one. Number two, that's also another big one is MPix. A lot of people, they even, I believe they, some of the offerings are actually open to just general public. But there is but there's a section for professional photographers. Same deal. They always ask you for your business registration. You have to get approved. They validate it, and then you can work with them. So same idea. Albums. If you scroll down, you'll notice same thing. They have some YouTube videos. This is when they're showing pages here. You can see the pages, right? Like I said, they're kind of like, they almost look like plastic, but it's all like printed, very durable, not something that you can easily scratch or anything. So MPix, another great example. And I've worked with White House Custom Color and MPix. Super happy. And the next one I also worked with is Kissbooks. I would recommend Kissbooks if you're just starting out, if you're just trying to get a feel for albums. Very affordable, simplified version of an album, but like so much less work, super easy, great designer. All of these companies, by the way, you'll see that when you get to design an album, they give you like access to, you know, to download a tool, or most of them are actually online. And you basically just upload the images. I'll take you through the process so that you understand exactly what's going on. But most all of these companies have an online designer where you go in and you just interact with layouts, and you can go kind of crazy. Today I will show you like the way I design my albums is I do it in a very simplistic format, because anything in my personal opinion, anything that's sort of popular today may not be popular in a year. So I try to stay more on the classical side of design, rather than experimenting with elements that may date the album very quickly, the product very quickly. Obviously, people are going to be looking at that album for years to come. This is like a marketing piece that's sitting at somebody's house. You know, your client will be pulling out an album, sharing it with friends and family. And so just keep that in mind as you're designing. Don't go crazy. For demo purposes, different story. Maybe you want to try some demo, like design pieces that you want to maybe run your clients through and just show them like, hey, here are the options. So you can actually get kind of messy and over the top with the album that you're presenting to your client when you're meeting with them. So it's just something to consider. And then here's the new guy on the block. This is Zno, SNO. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm hearing the name again and again and again. Never ordered from them. I like the finishes. I like the texture pages. So I'm definitely going to be giving them a try. I like the way, like I'm scrolling through. I don't know if you guys can see on the screen, but I like the way the pages are finished. I like the color, the vibrant colors, like deep and rich colors. The embossing, the leathering. See this like here? That's pretty cool. Especially like those designs. I think clients would definitely dig it. So I'll definitely be ordering something from them soon, just to see. A lot of companies, when you look at albums, I'm specifically looking for like a higher end-ish albums, like wedding albums. But obviously you can order more affordable products, coffee books and whatever you have. And then clients, like, again, it's all based on what your clients need. Maybe you'll notice that clients are not going for the high end. Maybe they like sort of like medium level albums. Not everybody is willing to drop $1,000 in addition to like their package. Maybe you're doing family sessions, right? And you want to deliver it in the sort of album format. Like you're not going to be looking at a wedding type of like a format. You'll be looking at something more affordable, but still nice, right? It's not just stack of printed photos. It's like this it's just products, you know, they speak for themselves. And like coffee books and the lower end albums are a great option for that. I will be running through a demo of the company this is the company I used last time I ordered an album, the one I was showing you that's from this particular company. It's Nphoto. They're based in Poland. Takes a while to get the album though, but that's what I'm going to be running through. And I just wanted to show you guys, you know, how I upload the basically the process, just so you kind of visually understand. Like, I'm a visual learner. For me, it's hard when people talk about it, but I like to see stuff. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Before I actually jump in and do the quick design for you, I just wanted to let you know this is going live on Facebook and YouTube. If you're on YouTube, I don't know if there's an option on YouTube, like if you're watching live, to leave comments. You guys can probably let me know, but in comments. But I know there one way to ask questions if you get stuck, if you have a question, if there's something, you know, I got to make sure that this is whenever I deliver information, I want to make sure it's, you know, crystal clear. So if there's any questions, if you get stuck, let me know in the comments on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, I actually have comments on my other screen here, so I can address your questions if you have any. And now, with that being said, let's put something together. So forgive me if because all I basically did, I pulled some images from most recent wedding, or one of the recent weddings, and we're gonna go through and try to design something together. So I will be going, actually, let's go back to this page. I will be going through the order process. So I'm somewhere in the store and photo site, and I will be selecting an album. On the left here, can you guys see it? Yeah, you can. The photo albums, I will click on photo albums. It gives me two options, light album and photo album. I will be selecting photo album, and then there's, you know, different options you can choose from. So, and then you see pricing. I will just select I think it's most expensive. No, it's not the most expensive, but photo album, what's here? Is it different size? Yeah, so you can see photo album, $120. That's an 8x8 album. This is $150 option. It's a 12x12 album. It's just bigger. So square, but bigger. So that's something you pay attention to. This one, 12x12, it could be fabric, against something with like acrylic additions. The one that I was showing you had the acrylic option. Let me just flash it if you joined later. This is what I was showing you. So this is the box and the album inside. But what I'm going to select here is the first option, and then let's see if I can walk you through it. So now we're looking at this album. I will be I'll pretend like I'm ordering this album. The size here, first thing that you select, it's a preference. And again, it's cost, right? So if your clients are cost sensitive, probably want to go smaller. I don't tell my clients about all the available options, because they'll never choose anything. So I usually say I have two sizes. I can say 8x8 or 12x12. If I have a package that's higher up, like $8,000 package, I will say you are getting as a couple 12x12 album, but your parents are getting 8x8. The nice thing about it is you design it once, you print it 3 times and 2 times in a smaller format, and you charge more. So so that's the trick. Here I'm just gonna go with, let's go with the biggest, 12x12. I will say save and close. So now I have the size. Now it's cover type. This is where you select, like, oh, it's just fabric, right? The finish. Or you select the, like, where the acrylic goes, where the image goes. So obviously straightforward stuff. You have something in the middle. You can select from different designs, and obviously to the left, you guys can't see anything. Sorry about that. Let me actually go back. I just realized that you look at my face instead of the design. So let's go back here for a second. And again, size, this is what I was talking about. Now you can actually see it. And I was selecting, you can actually select from like recommended, square, vertical, horizontal. Again, it's preference. It's whatever you like. And remember, there's no one way to do it. It's like You pick what you like, and you're going to be attracting clients that are attracted to this work. So no sweat. I'm selecting square, 12 by 12, save and close. And then I'm going to the next thing, which is the cover type. And here I'm selecting where the acrylic goes. So you can go like a full page acrylic, or something on the side, something in the middle. You can select multiple images. I will select for this one. Let's go. And obviously you can see without window, it's the cost is $0. Then as you're modifying, the cost goes up. So like $20 for the acrylic. I will go ahead and select, I'm going to just stick with this one, save and close. And then for the finish, this is the fabric. Some of you may already like, yeah, that's what I would choose. I'm going to go and kind of try to replicate what I have here. So what I was showing you guys, so I can choose from different fabric like colors. Or I can go and they have leatherette, which is leather-like material, super durable, very nice. And then I can choose colors. If I select pink, then my album, obviously the preview will change. If I select from velvet or suede, I was showing you the pink one, which is this one, and that's what I would get. If I change to gray, then the album will be gray. So you get the idea. Let's switch to something neutral, maybe like this. And I will go save and close. And then there's other options. One of them is paper. You can select different paper finishes. So I'm not going to go through all the options because session would never end. But what I'm going to do is select. Then I have the cost at the bottom, and I will say add to cart. Let me just make sure I have everything here. So cover type, material. Okay. Add to cart. And let's see. This should continue to cart. So now it added my album to cart, and this is where we start our design. Now I was saying the designer, like, how do I find one? Well, let me show you. So, and it's very similar to all the other companies, like I said. So don't think that this is the only one that works this way. This is true for all of them. But there's 3 things here that I have in my cart, and this is all part of like a single order. Spreads is when we talk about wedding album. For those of you that don't know, when they talk about spreads, they really talk about. Let me see. They really talk about this. Hold on, let me switch so you can see better. So this is a single spread, right? 2 pages, 1 spread, right? I was confused about this, so I just got to make sure that everybody's on the same page, quote unquote. But this is the spread. So like when we're counting 1 spread, 2nd spread, 3rd spread, you get the point, right? So spreads is the first option that we see in the cart. Let me just organize myself here. And you guys will see the next thing is the cover of the album, and then inner cover personalization. If you have the box, there's another option for the box. You get the point. So, and you just hit them individually. So like first thing is inner cover personalization. When you open the album, there's some sort of like an engraving or title or text. So, and then all I have to do is just click on start designing. That mouse is not overlaying well, but you can see that where when I move the mouse, it almost points at the cover, but on my screen, it's you can see the button is highlighted at the bottom. So I will start designing. And then the next option, I'll probably get some prompts here or not, we'll see. But the designer is actually loading. This is what it would normally look like. So in this case, you can see different options. There's like pages and pages of options. I'm not going to go through everything. I just wanted to like show you guys what the experience is like from page to page. You get the point, right? So in this case, I'll go back. Some of the wording, some of the letters are in Polish, as I told you. But I'm just going to pick something simple. How about this one? And I will say select and design. So that's my design on the bottom here. It's just initials of the couple. And it goes into a designer, go to online designer. So I will click on that. And this will actually launch a designer. And what I need is, I don't need any photos here. all I need to do is just type in, I will type in my initials. How's that? So my initials, you change the date, you get the point. On the right here, though, you can see different layouts. So right now we're looking at layout number 1. But I can, by simply just grabbing one of these, I can drag it, and I hope you guys can see it on the screen. Let's see. I drag it from the right onto actual design, and then it will change. Let's do it again with another design, maybe something like this. Again, drag it, and it changes to this. And you can actually, you know, if you have text, you have a quote you want to include. If there's something from the wedding, you want to include a location. Like you can just try different different options, and then just take it from there. Once I have it laid out the way I like it, let me just go to something simple again, to the initial one. So I will say hello world. So now this is done, and I will just say save. This is at the top of the screen, save, and then I will say add to, in this case it's just showing, okay, saved, okay. And now add to cart, and I'm sure everything is fine. It's just double checking, like just make sure it's spelled out correctly, right? The locations, the dates. Proceed anyway. So this is good. And now when I go back to the cart, you'll notice that my inner cover personalization is done. There's nothing else that I need to do. Like that's all set. So next thing, I'm going to look at the cover. I will click on start designing. Same idea. It will start loading some options. Go to online designer. Sometimes I get this like tutorial prompt, so don't worry about that. Just say let's start, and here I'm going to select skip tutorial at the bottom. But this will launch the designer for the cover of the album. Remember, I chose the little acrylic thing. So I chose an album with acrylic finish. So I have to now select the photo that goes inside that acrylic. So it's telling me pick from the options here from my computer. I think I have something on my desktop for today's session, training Thursday session. And I will select the photo. This is just a bunch of photos from this wedding. And I'm just going to look. I think I have something here with them. Let's just choose something standard. Let me see what I have here. So I just, I don't, those are not all the photos from that wedding. I think I'm just going to go with this one. Obviously, you guys will choose whatever to your liking. And then here, because it's one photo, I will switch over. There are tabs at the top here. So photos is really like, it's almost like a folder. Here are your photos you'll be using for the album. Design is really like, this is when you manipulate the photos on each page or cover in this case. And preview is really what you're sending to your client. So like once it's designed, you can actually share something I'll show you later. Something to your client to say, hey, good, bad, what do we need to modify? So right now it's like I've uploaded one photo because I only need one for the cover. This is the design. You remember the acrylic was to the right. Sometimes the albums, depending on the company, sometimes they don't display the finish. Don't worry about it. This is totally okay. So you can just drag the photo from the left onto that little window where the acrylic is. Let me see. Pop it there. And in this case, like I can't see the couple, but I will click on that little crossbar, and you can see I can kind of move it around. So I don't know, maybe I could have, picked a better photo or a better sort of bigger acrylic finish. I'll just stick to that. You get the point. Like you pick the option and then you pop the photo. If you can't see something, you can also zoom in and out. There's a zoom in option at the top here. And you see what happens with the photo. Like I can get closer, I can move around. If I wanted to change the photo, I can just go ahead and upload another one. And so you get the point. Like I would go to my library, to my folder. I would upload an image here, add photos from the computer. And again, I can select another image. You get the point. So I'm not going to go through it. But this is the design. And if I now go into preview, this is what clients would be approving. So so that's it. I will hit save. Same idea as the engraving inside. And then once that's done, I will go ahead and add to cart. And now you can probably guess. Now 2 options are all set, check mark, right next to cover and inner cover personalization. Last thing we have to do is actually design the album, right? And this is the part that always sounded like super scary, because I'm like, I'm not like a, I'm not a designer per se, right? So I don't have a design background, but do not fear. Let me show you what happens here. So with spreads, same idea. Start designing. I will be I selected new project. So yes, this is a new project. I selected less images just because it would take a while for the images to actually upload to their computer, their servers. Go to Online Designer, same idea. Skip the tutorial, and again, I will remind you guys again, if you're tuning in on either Facebook or YouTube, you can leave your comments, questions. They are super helpful later because as I design those sessions or modify them, I know exactly, kind of like where you got stuck. I want to make sure that you can keep moving and follow the directions. So always leave a comment on either of the platforms. Here, computer, I'm selecting my images again. And this time I will select all images. I don't know how many I have, 60, maybe 60. Let's see what it does. So right now, as images are uploading, you can see they're kind of popping in my folder there. I will show you the tabs at the top, which is again, Smart Designer. This is where you guys are going to see the layouts for the album. And I'm really hoping everything will work here, but this is the Smart Designer. Then you can see the and I will explain the differences here. This is then the design, which you will see the previews of, like you can see the layouts on underneath your page 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So so those are the spreads, and then preview, same idea. You're going to be sending this to your client. So let's see, where are we with photos? Loading 49, 50%. It's taking a little bit, bear with me. And once everything is uploaded, and I will not be designing the entire album, I just want to show you literally like 2 or 3 pages, because the rest is, it's just repetitive, right? It's the same process. I just wanted to show you guys like how to move photos and also how to manipulate layouts on different pages, and probably show you maybe like how to add some features, text or design elements. And I think that you're going to be in a pretty good shape. So we have 61 photos uploaded, and watch this. This is I'm always getting excited whenever I get to this point, because it's like, you don't have to design anything from scratch. You could, but I'm lazy. I always like to, the tool to sort of like get me started, and then I modify from there. This is designing from scratch. But hey, if you're the person that likes to be fully 100% in control, like by all means, go ahead and design and do your designs. But I have the photos. I'm still in my photos, in the library in the folder. On the right here, I have a little like Smart Designer. There's like a little icon circle with the book. And I will say, yes, do the magic. And it will ask me for some like margins. Do I want to add margins? Do I want to add photo frames? I'm just staying with default. I'm not changing anything. I'm just saying apply preferences and run auto creation. And now it's looking at spreads on my photos. Boom. We're in Smart Designer right now. And it basically looked at your photos, and it did put together a quick design, right? Something for you to like, hey, here is what it looks like, and now you can go ahead and make your changes accordingly to your liking. So first spread, if you're looking at the bottom here, I want to show you the difference between the Smart Designer and the actual design. The design is when you scroll through pages and it's like, this is what the album would look like. Like, it did put together everything, right? And it's ready to print. I can add it to cart and just print this thing, right? I typically don't do that. I go to Smart Designer because sometimes when I'm looking at, let's say, spread number 1 on the bottom, guys, here, you can see that I have 4 images here. And maybe I want to change that. Maybe I want to have 2 photos here and 5 photos on the next one. So what I would do is I would literally grab, let's say I want to leave the house and the shoes and move the pictures of the bride to the next spread. I would actually grab the 2 pictures of the bride, and I would drag them onto the next spread. That is one. And then the next picture, I will also drag it to the next page. And now, this is how my album starts. So I have now 2 photos, right? And obviously, I'm not trying to be, perfect here. I'm just showing you the idea of like, how do we drag, manipulate images? So that's what it is. But now when I go to my second spread, this is what it looks like. And if I go to design, this is how it would be printed. And now somebody may ask like, I don't know, I don't dig it, right? So what you can do here is, let me show you something here to the right. I don't know if you guys caught that, but if you didn't, can I close it now? There was like a little icon here on the right. Can you see that green little right there? You will see it. You'll see it on the right, like in the corner here, right here. So you just click on it, you expand it, and now you have the layouts. And now the layouts is the layout section is where you choose different designs for this spread. What does that mean? So right now I'm looking at the centerfold, which is basically the spread, right? Like I'm looking at it as a whole. So I will select, how many photos do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So I will go here down the list and say 4 photos, centerfold. I will expand that section. And from here, you can see there's like different design options for 4 photos on a centerfold, right? And here it's the same idea. I just drag the design and photos will sort of rearrange themselves automatically. So let's see. Maybe I want to go to something like this. Maybe I want to focus on one image and just have 3 extra images, right? Maybe that image of bride with her mom is one image, and then the 3 other ones are like less important. So what I'll do is I will drag this design over onto my spread. Boom. That easy. So now I have the main image and I have 3 images here. And if I wanted to like go back, and I like the 3 images on the side, but I don't like the order of images. Those images are here on the left. Can you see it here? Yeah, those images are here on the left. And I can literally, let's say I wanted to change image number. I want to push down image number 1, like this image. I want to put it down, but this image second, I want to put up. What I would do is I would just grab the image from the left here. I would find image number 2. You guys can see that. I will drag it, click and drag onto the first window there. Done. And then the second image, which was this one, which was previously the first image, I would drag it onto the second one. You get the point. If I don't like my main image, I can go back here, select, look at my images that are available. Maybe I don't want to have this one image here. Maybe I want to replace it with the image of the girls. I would just drag it and drop it in the main area. Voila, done. So now you get the idea. Here is when we're kind of pushing photos from one layout to another. And then in the design section is where we're changing the actual layouts on the right. That's the distinction, right? Again, Smart Designer is about moving photos around from one page to another or one layout to another layout. And design is where you manipulate the layouts for the actual page. If I wanted to, let's say, change it. So let's go back here just very quickly. I changed my mind. I'm going back to the original image, and now 4 photos, centerfold, and I want to change it to something else. Let's say I wanted to do something like this was there before, something like this. I would just drag it, and now you have to rearrange each photo. If I change my mind and I want to change it around, I would go back and drag it again, and now I have 4 photos in this particular layout. So super quick. You can move the photos in Smart Designer, but you can move them here and change the layout options here. So you get that part, hopefully, in the preview. This is just like eliminates all the tools out of the way, and now you're like, hey, do you like what you're seeing here? Because eventually that's what's going to your client. You can view all layouts here. There's this option on the left, at a little window there. When I click on it, back and forth, I can go back to my spreads, and I can just sort through, and like for each page, for each centerfold, for each spread, You can go and change your images to your liking. If it's too many images, change them around, eliminate them. You can add more spreads to your album if you don't have enough space. But you get the idea. So like you get the initial design that the designer puts together, and then you sort of like play around with it. It's actually kind of fun, to be honest, because you can spend probably an hour here kind of manipulating things, and it's nice to then see your final product, you know, when it arrives, that this is the product of your work. So super exciting stuff. So we've covered that. Then the one thing I wanted to show you also is, let's go back to a different layout, maybe with less photos like this. And here we had the layouts, but the little window underneath there, if you click on it, you guys have to just play around with it. But this one is when you're switching colors. If I wanted to change the background, right, I would go here and I'm going to mess it up totally, but like I will drag a color. Let's say I want to change to like green. I would then, everything is dragging, right? So I would drag it here and change it on another page. And this is how you can update that. You can change, you know, have one color on one page and another color on another page. So you get the point. Looks pretty ugly, but with those two colors, I'm a simple guy, so I will just stick to that. But also the other thing I wanted to show you is the third item on the list here when I'm pointing with my arrow. When I click on it, it has clip art. So if you really want to get fancy, that's what I said. I think those things get dated after a while, but you have a bunch of options here. There's a bunch of like drop downs. You know, some festive stuff. I don't know, maybe you're doing like a Christmas album with kids and for families. You can go here and just add that. Wreaths, you get the point, flowers, ribbons, frames. You can add frames to your photo. So if I click here and I decided to add a frame, I can just drag it onto my photo, and then you can just kind of resize it to whatever you need to have it. If you don't like it, you can just click on the element and hit delete and it'll go away. Those are frames. And then what do we have here? Ornaments, golden flowers, winter pets, clouds. You get the point. There's a bunch of them. Let's use a heart. If I wanted to add a heart, I just drag it, an element. I can resize it. You can rotate it, do whatever you have to do with it, and this is what it is. So those are the elements. There is like masks and other things. Not a fan. I just don't like the look. That's not what it's not really about me. It's about the clients. But like, if I grab a heart from this list and drag it over my photo, this is what it's doing. I think it's a little cheeky. But again, maybe that's, you know, maybe you dig it. Maybe your clients like it. In the end, you're not even the judge of this work. Your client is. I can undo the changes every single time. There's an arrow at the top here where you can undo your changes. So I will go back, and that's really what it is. And then decorative frames, more options. I tend not to go below my layouts. So if I have specific requests, if the client is asking, I can add some text and maybe some quotes. Maybe there's things that, you know, a verse or something, maybe something from a Bible or whatever it is. I can add it to a page. But I'm very minimal in terms of like those options, and that's really like in terms of the design. I'm just gonna pretend like, yeah, I like what I see. Now we have it designed, and what I will do is I will hit save again, and then once that's saved, add it to cart. And now with that, you already can probably predict everything in my cart should be checked off, showing as like done. There's no more design button. So like spread is okay, cover is okay, the personalization is okay, and then you're just choosing your options to ship. And what did I want to, oh, one thing, preview is very important, which I want to show you. But before I show you, one thing I wanted to flash one more time for you guys, because it's super important for you to know. The images, the videos that I post only go out on Mondays, and you have to wait a long time before you can actually see the next value piece. So with school, launching the school community, if you're interested, I will be dumping all the videos there. So like, regardless of where you feel that you're stuck, you'll be able to go to school community, choose the vertical, whether it's brand, business, or whatever, and just pick from those videos. Everything is free right now, so I would suggest do it, because eventually they'll be changing into a paid community with like different levels depending on what your areas of interest is. But like, let's say I'm planning on doing the AI element for like content creation and copy. It may not even be posted on YouTube. I'm planning on just pumping this like really kind of heavy content, heavy in terms of value, into school community to incentivize you to join and hop, because that's really what we're going to be building over the next couple months, probably 6 months maybe. But I will be locking it down, so this is an opportunity for you to do it. If you don't want to use the link, you can simply scan the QR code, and you can get into the community. One thing about the QR code is also, if you're trying to figure out your way around photography business, when you scan QR code, there's an option for like taking an assessment. You can actually, it's a tool that I have put together that kind of flags the different areas that you may be struggling with, and it gives you an advice, and it gives you an option of like, because I do calls with students. They're free of charge. Like, it's just me hopping on and like trying to unkink the hose, right? So the water can go through. So that the option is available there. Also, if you don't do the QR code, if you just type in easyproimage.com/start, it'll get you to the same assessment. And this way you'll know exactly, like, you get a report in the end to say, yes, you're good at photography, good at editing, but maybe your branding sucks or something. So it's super helpful. But with that being said, let's get those things out of the way. And last thing I wanted to show you guys is the preview. So when we were looking at spreads, you have at the very top, edit product options. What do we have here? So spreads, this is what we're trying to share with our client. We're going to go and click. I don't know if you caught it, like there's 3 arrows here. I click on them, and then I get 3 options here. Actually 5 options. Copy project, save as a template, preview, edit project, delete. I will preview is for you to just kind of take a look at it again. I'm sorry, edit project is for you to go into the design, make some changes. Preview gives you 2 options. One is link to the project, generate a copy link to share project design with your clients. And project preview, if you want to preview your project, click below. That's just for you. Generate preview link. Now the link is available. I would copy the link, and if I'm just going to pretend I am my client for right now. If I send them the link and they click on it, they will get to this window, and it should show them your design, right? What we just created. So it opens up the window. They don't have to do anything. It's very simplistic. There's no tools, nothing. They only get to flip through pages, and it's like, that's where we left off, if you remember. And then they can click through it. And what I do with my clients, I say, hey, listen, the pages on the bottom, like the spreads, page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If there's any changes, let's say you want to change an image here, or there's page 11 where we have family pictures. If there's somebody that shouldn't be there, let me know. Just tell me, like, first row, 4th picture, and you're going to switch it to, because they have digital online gallery, which we have covered in one of the episodes. They can tell me, like, first row, picture number 4, we want it to be switched out for, let's say, photo number 234 from the online gallery, right? So then in the end, they just send me like a list, and I make those changes, generate the link, send it to them. Like, good, great. They only have 1 round of changes. That's just because it's our preference. I know some photographers do 2, some photographers do 3. We don't, just because of the volume, and at the same time, they pay more attention, because if you give somebody 3 options, they will use 3 options, right? So, and if you give them 1, they'll pay more attention, and that's just what we do with our clients. And that's really, as far as the preview, that's really it. That's what they see. And at that point, you guys are all set with your design. I think we're good with albums. So we've covered everything. We've covered the why, we've covered the design and how to do it. Again, reminder about school. I gotta update the links here, but use that link if you can. For today, I'm done. It took us, how long did it take us? Wow, almost an hour. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I appreciate having you here. I know you're paying with your time. I'm out of breath. I'll see you next time. Thanks again, guys. Bye.